Hi, good morning, everyone. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. And it's June 28th. I know because I have a bill due today that I struggle remembering, so now I be telling Siri to remind me. I tell her to remind me twice because the first time I might be like, yeah, and then I don't get it done. So then I have her remind me like 2 hours before the bill is due. I know you're thinking, why not just pay it early? Because I'm black and I might need that money. And so I wait till the very last minute without having to pay any fees. And then I pay it. So anyway, it's Friday. It's June 28th. And it's 7:49 a.m. here in Chicago. So here's the thing. I might as well talk about it. Everybody's talking about it. You know, they're going around saying that, well, I won't say his name. He might not want his name said. But he's cool. They're going around saying that he's exposed because, you know, he apparently, didn't think that Haney had a chance in hell in fighting, in winning versus Tank. You know, they thought he didn't have a chance in hell winning versus Tank, Haney that is. And now because he knows Bill Haney, they're saying he's exposed because now he's all about how nobody can beat Haney. If you're beefing with somebody, I get it. It is something good to throw up in somebody's face. But if we really want to look at the term exposure, is that really an exposure? Because you're basically saying somebody can't change their mind. That's basically what you're saying. You're saying somebody can't change their mind. I've changed my mind before in who I thought could beat whom and who I thought could destroy whom. So, you know, throwing him up and, you know, playing the video of him once saying Tank would demolish Haney and now saying, you know, Haney would demolish Tank or whatever. It's not an exposure to me, at least. To me, that's not a big deal. People change their mind in boxing all the time. Now, because he's, like, really in the mix of having beef with several people and he's always, you know, talking his shit, then, yeah, they're going to use the term exposure. And then he has a lot of enemies, especially stemming back from the UK community during, you know, Wilder versus AJ, you know, a couple years back. So he's, you know, he's built up a lot of people who don't like him but that's all boxing, you know. Like me, if you find a video of me, you know, some years back saying, I don't know, Tank could beat Shakur, so what? I don't think so anymore. And I'm exposed? No. To me, a better example of an exposure, well, no, because even that's a change of mind. Because I was going to say an example of an exposure is if you say heavyweights should not be on the pound for pound list, and then years later your favorite fighter is doing so great and he's a heavyweight, and now you're saying he should be pound for pound. But even that, I mean, it sounds very biased because you once said heavyweight shouldn't be on the pound for pound list. But the way I saw exposed in big red letters all over the place on different channels, he changed his mind. Like, that's not an exposure. And I really don't think it's his quote-unquote fault that he knows Bill Haney. Bill Haney's the one who went making his rounds all around YouTube, getting to know everybody and getting cool with everybody, you know. So it was probably Bill Haney who reached out to him just because he was reaching out to a lot of people. I mean, who wasn't Bill Haney reaching out to? You know, he's been quiet lately. I guess, no, he's not. He hasn't been quiet lately. He just, didn't he just talk to Ryan Garcia and got Ryan Garcia looking real shady, you know, regarding how he chose to answer his questions. But, yeah, I personally don't think that he, you know, is exposed just because he once said, Haney has no chance against Tank. You know, because when Devin Haney first came out, and I'm not saying that he said this when Devin Haney first came out, but Devin Haney first came out, he didn't really have a reputation as like the monster that everybody should be scared of. He had the reputation of a very young and very ambitious boxer who was going places. That was his reputation. While Tank had the reputation of a monster. But then as Devin Haney showed how good his skills are and, all of that, people did start to believe that there were certain people that, he could beat or whatever. And kind of like almost like a Kid Austin. Very ambitious, young, almost kind of like that. But that's my opinion. And then I mean, do what you want to do, but throwing up in people's faces how, they had some kind of legal issues in the past and they did this and they did that. These women were all adults. These women were all adults. Don't act like our grandparents and great-grandparents, our grandfathers, great-grandfathers, great-great-grandfathers, don't act like they weren't marrying, women 20 years younger. Don't act like your great-great-grandmother isn't 20 years younger than your great-great-grandfather. That's just, my point is that's nothing new. That's always been going on. Men like younger women. What you want them to be going for the old hoe? And then, I'm totally off topic now, but you know what I noticed? Since I like going to these concerts, even with Nas said it, Chris Brown said it. Remember, back in the day, they weren't, I guess because they were young themselves, they were just saying things. Back in the day, when the artists were young themselves, they were saying things in their songs like, don't call me too young, I'll put it on you. Don't call me too young, I'll have you screaming my name. But now that they're well into their 30s, 40s, and some even 50s, they're saying, I need a young chick who understands me. I need a pretty young dime. They always wait till they're older to start saying, they want a pretty young dime. And there's nothing wrong with that. Men are naturally attracted to beautiful, young women. Some men do still like older women, even as they get older. But my point is, that ain't no crime just because, okay, here's what I'm saying. If you're saying the crime was the girl's age, no, it's not. She was 18. She was a consenting adult. I'm not speaking on anything else, but I notice most people throw up the age. She was 18. Now, do you want a much older guy going after your 18-year-old daughter? No. But at the same time, you probably went after a chick much younger before. So my point is, why can't you keep it boxing? I just think that's really dirty and below the belt, to do to your own brother, whether you're cool with him on YouTube or not. I just think it's dirty. I don't know. But I said enough. I'm driving to work, and that's all. Have a good day, everyone.